So everybody, welcome.
Hey.
And we are here with Hope, your favorite wing woman, okay, out of Cleveland, Ohio. And we're really glad to have you here today. And we want to know about all you have going on and all you're doing in Cleveland here and also recently in Miami.
Yeah, well, I was just in Miami for the weekend. I love Miami, but for the most part, I'm in Cleveland.
Okay. And what got you started with interviewing people about dating, especially dating in Cleveland? Because what a fucking disaster it is. What a disaster it is, everybody.
Honestly, I'm pretty new to being single. I'm divorced. And so the dating scene has been such a shock to me. Like the whole dating app thing, everyone is so hip to it, and I wasn't hip to it. And I started to realize, like, dating apps are never going to give you the real person. Like, meeting somebody in person is completely different than texting them, seeing pictures of them. So I wanted to give people something more realistic, like what to actually expect of somebody.
Right.
And I'm also a social butterfly, so just an excuse to go meet people and socialize and have fun on TikTok. I love making content, so.
Are you ever what kind of, so you got divorced. Mm-hmm. Sorry to hear that, or good for you, whichever one that is. And then did you went on the dating apps and you were like, this ain't it? Or did you just find out about them?
Oh, I've always known about dating apps, of course. But after my divorce, I went on the dating apps. And then I just started to realize, like, I don't know, I felt like I was just kind of wasting my time.
You been on any bad dates? Remember, I can edit out anything you want. I'll edit out anything you want, but I gotta ask.
I'm trying to think if I've been on...
I've been on some bad dates. I'll tell you about them.
Bad date. Honestly, I've only met one person on the dating app, and it was because we had like a mutual who suggested him to me, and I was like, oh, you know what? I matched with him. Maybe I'll meet with him. And he just like wasn't what I expected in person, which is, again, kind of like the idea behind my dating show. I was like, oh, he like presented himself as like someone different online than who he was. And even my friends have experienced that too.
Yeah, of course. So, I think we all have.
Yeah.
You know? I had a girl a couple years ago show up with no hair. And that was quite the experience.
Interesting.
And the whole profile like was with hair.
Yeah.
You know, and so we like go to meet her or whatever. And I was like, you know, she walked in, I was like, no fucking way. You know, like what are you gonna say?
Yeah.
And so I tried to keep an open mind, but I was out pretty quick. Cause I like, you know, you can't just show up with no hair.
You almost just feel lied to. Like,
well, yeah, you are. That's like imperative information. I think that's something you should tell somebody.
Yeah, I don't understand why people would want to make themselves look like someone that they're not and then like meet in person and be someone different.
Yeah, I mean,
you're wasting both of your time.
Where was your first interview at?
It was at the truck park in Lakewood.
Okay.
I got like the little cheap mics off of TikTok shop. I had them in my purse for a while, and I've always wanted to like be a content creator, and I was just trying a bunch of different things. So one night I was out and I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. And then we had fun with it and interviewed a bunch of people.
And what is your, what's some of your line of questioning that you go with?
I have so many questions. I have a whole note of questions now because people get bored with the same ones, and so do I. So I try to ask people like questions that you would want to ask somebody on a first date or when you first meet them, but maybe you're too afraid to. Like something like, what's something you could have done better in your last relationship? Because I think it makes somebody like reflect on themselves and kind of like be honest with you on like what you can expect dating them.
Absolutely. And is that, have you had people reach out to you and be like, or like connect through you yet on that?
Yeah, I did this interview. It was after a Guardians game with this girl. Then I did a few more, and then I did this guy at the same bar later. And she came up to me and she was asking me, do you ever like pair people up? And I was like, well, not yet. This is still very new to me, but yeah. I'm totally down. And she was like, that guy you just interviewed, I'm interested. So I did end up linking them up. And I wanted to make a TikTok about it so bad, but the audio wasn't working.
Listen, I have been there. I've interviewed celebrities and been like listened to it after and been like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was the biggest waste of everybody's time.
So sad.
It's okay, though. That's part of the learning experience, I think, with doing any sort of like creator stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting, though, because I know I've been single for 3.5, 4 years almost. And that's like, you're very right. You know, I mean, going onto those dating apps, I'm not on any dating apps anymore because it is just soul sucking.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just not interested. I have no desire like going on dates, I think everybody's gone to I'm going to go out and have a drink. And then you go through, too many dates, I think is what I did.
Yeah.
And then you're just like numb to it. You're like, all right,
You give up.
You give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where have you found in your path, has that been an issue for you as well? Or have you been able to meet people more organically because of this?
Definitely. I think I've met people more organically because of this, and just because like I gave the dating apps a chance, but not for long, and I like just gave up on them. And as soon as I did that, it just kind of pushes you to like get out and socialize and meet people in person.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. That's important. I wanted to ask you about this. So the website or I don't know if it's an app, but it's called Are We Dating the Same Guy? Okay. So I have to get your take on this. I've had people put on there. I have not been put on there, thank God. But what do you think? Do you think that is fair to men on that website?
I think this is such a good question. Do I think it's
because I see
fair?
both sides of it. I do have an opinion, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Here's my take on that page. It's entertaining, that's for sure. Like, I'm on it because I like to see the entertainment. I like to see if there's anyone that I know. And sometimes you do get some information about somebody that you probably wish you would have known a long time ago. But if you're dating a guy that you feel like you need to post on that page to see if, he's sketchy at all, or if he's dating other people, or if there's anything wrong with him, then the trust isn't there. I don't think you should really be dating him anyways. But that's just my opinion, to each their own.
Yeah, I get it. So I get it because women should know if some guy is if they're an actual piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get that. I think that's totally reasonable. I think that makes sense. What I don't like is that it's like, oh, you went on one date with a guy and now you want to see what everybody else has to say about him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just opens all of us males up for slander.
Yeah.
When you can't even defend yourself.
Well, I think a lot of the time, too, it's even before they go on a date with the person for the first time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you're literally just asking, what negative things can you tell me about this person? So.
And there are great things for it. Like, I know somebody who was put on there for cheating, and they were cheating. So the website did its job,
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a bad thing. You shouldn't cheat on your wife. But I do think that, you go on a date with a guy or like a girl, for instance, and it's like, oh, well, I went out with her. And then some guy she went on a date with 2 years ago is like, yeah, she's a whore. Or she could say anything. You don't know.
Yeah.
And just gives people bad reputations or doesn't really give them a chance when you really don't necessarily know their situation. So, but that's been part of it for a couple guys I've known. They're like, yo, that happened 4 years ago, and they're still dealing with that.
Yeah.
How many people do you think you interview in a night, like a busy night?
Oh my gosh. Well, it really just depends on if my mic's working.
Okay, that's reasonable.
And how many people are willing to do an interview, what the vibe is. Sometimes it's too noisy, stuff like that. But I try to get as many as I can. If I can get 20, 30 interviews in a night, I would love to.
And are you posting all of them, or are you just posting the ones you like?
No, I'm not posting all of them because, sometimes it's just not entertaining, or sometimes they ask me not to, or sometimes it's just too noisy in the background, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, there's always something. I get it. I get that. I think it's funny. I saw a couple of them where I saw people on there that I knew, like I said before, and I was like, oh, man, that's not the whole story, dude.
The Are We Dating the Same Guy page will tell you, though.
Oh, my God. I've seen a couple people. I'm like, that's not good. I'm like, you shouldn't have posted that one, Hope. Leading people down the wrong path here.
I'm letting them present themselves the way they want to.
It's so funny, though. It's so funny. Where do you usually go? I noticed that it's mostly bars, stuff like that. Is there ever I feel like you get I feel like you get a variety of people, but at the same time, kind of the same kind of people, the partier, people. Are you gonna, veer off into maybe different different spaces as far as that kind of stuff goes? Or are you going to stay in like the bars and restaurants?
I definitely want to do more than just the bars and restaurants. The only reason I go there so much is because there's going to be a big group of people. So I can get 20, 30 interviews in one night. There's going to be more people willing. I've been trying to go to like games, Browns games, Guardians games. I probably will do it at Cavs games too.
Did you go on the muting lot today?
Not today. Probably next weekend,
or
though.
No, not today. They were not in time.
I went last weekend, but it was towards the end and mic issues and...
I spent so much time on audio with this podcast for the first like 6 months. It was not even funny.
I feel like
until
it's
I
like
bought this, then my life changed. And then
it's like an ongoing joke. I feel like for my TikTok, because in the beginning I had like the cheap ones, and everyone's like, your audio sucks, and I'm like, I know.
Oh, I've had that on YouTube views where someone's like, "What the fuck is wrong with the audio on here?" And you're just like, I'm new at this. I'm sorry.
I'm just a baby.
I'm new at this. I'm really, really sorry. So let's get a little more personal with you if you can.
Okay.
So this was cultivated from a terrible experience on dating sites. How long were you married, and do you recommend marriage to other people?
So I was married for 6 years. We were together almost 8. I still recommend marriage, of course. Like, I want to get married again. I just think I was really young, and so I just married the wrong person. But I think with the right person, marriage can be great.
Do you, sorry, I'm just looking at something here. I think marriage is also good. I don't know. I think it's kind of a bum deal for some people right now, but I think with the right person, it's a good thing.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I didn't get married when I had my son, which was dodge a bullet there, but, I still think down the road it would be fun to get married. What's your goal with this? What's your goal to get this to grow and to expand and to get bigger? Like, where do you see this going?
Honestly, I don't even know. I'm just having so much fun with it, and like, I'm just seeing where it goes. Honestly, I hope to match people up and have fun, meet a bunch of people, and make connections, and help other people make connections, and yeah.
Have you ever interviewed someone that you like?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely people that I've liked for sure.
Okay. And what do you say as how long you been single now?
So my divorce finalized in January, but we've been separated for a little over a year.
Okay, so a year. We'll call it a year.
Yeah.
What's your take? Do you think on a first date a man should have to pay the let me rephrase this. On the first date, do you think the man should have to pay the bill?
I think it's situational. For me personally, I would like the man to pay, but some people are okay with 50-50, and that's, if that works for them, that works for them.
I think it's no questions asked. Men need to pay the bill.
Men
need to quit being
situational,
huge pussies and just pay the bill.
I don't think.
Could you imagine going on a date with somebody hoping them being like, listen, I had a really good time tonight. We'll split the bill.
Yeah, I think it friend zones you immediately.
It friend zones you immediately, right? You have no shot at that.
Yeah.
There's no what would you say to that? Hey, then in turn, right? What are you going to say if that said person would text you and say, I had a really good time tonight. Let's go out again. And they just made you split the bill.
You really liked him other than that.
You really liked him other than that. You really liked him other than that. The split the bill was like
I would just say,
only thing.
You know what? I love meeting new friends.
So it's a deal breaker.
Would love to hang out with you again. I have someone that might be interested in you. Check out my dating show. I have plenty of candidates. It's just not going to be me.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Dinner. And the thing is, like, dinner doesn't need to even be expensive either. Like, if it's like a budget thing, I think you don't even have to do dinner. You can still do nice dates that don't have to be expensive. So I don't want to go on a date where I have to. It's not a date if you have to.
I agree.
That.
Yeah, I think that women, not all women, but some women expect you to take them to Marble Room or, whatever, something like pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I'm just not fucking doing it.
Yeah.
I can't participate with that because it gives off the wrong vibe right away.
Yeah.
Right?
And what if you don't like them?
Well, yeah, that's like the worst case scenario, right?
And that was your first day with Marvel. I feel like I like even like a good coffee day is still like a cute little, or like brunch or something like that.
I like to do dates with no drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody likes to I also like to do dates with drinking, but without drinking is like.
Yeah, especially for like the first date or first few dates for sure. Because you're essentially like not meeting the person if you're just, your first impression of them is only when they're drinking.
It's not good.
It's not truly them.
No, I agree. And that's what I think a lot of what I've dealt with. And that's my own fault though, for being like, hey, let's go to the bar and get a drink. And then like, it's a really good time, but you know how it is when you're drinking, anything could be a really good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, but yeah, that's interesting. So deal breaker for you on splitting the bill on the first date.
Yeah.
Okay. You're tall. Is there a height requirement?
I prefer somebody that's taller than me for sure.
How tall are you?
But I'm like 5'8"-ish. I definitely prefer somebody taller, but I don't think it's a deal breaker. If everything else was exactly what I was looking for, then why would I not be with somebody just because they're my height or a little bit shorter?
I don't know. You're a better person than me. You're a better person than me.
I don't know. I just like imagine like meeting Prince Charming and like he's literally your height, and you're like, no.
Well, I'm not saying like I get like your own height. I could deal with like somebody that's your own height, but I'm saying like your man that everything's perfect about this guy, right?
Yeah.
Except for he's
like
like
it's like that he's a 10
like,
trend, but
oh yeah, but he's like 5'5".
5'5".
5'5's pretty short, right?
Oof.
Yep. See,
Yeah.
the human in you is coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't prefer
I'm not
it.
calling you shallow. I'm just saying that, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I wouldn't prefer it.
That is so funny. That is so funny. Have you ever offended somebody during your interview? Has there been somebody where they were like, why the fuck would you ask that question?
Yeah? Like,
yeah.
when would you say?
Let's hear it.
Like, I would say definitely take it.
When you ask them
I would say
body count.
taken back for sure.
Oh, you've asked people about their body count? This is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had someone comment on, I've been asking people, like, does body count matter? And I realized that
Body count definitely matters.
a lot of people, especially men, say yes. So one girl commented, was like, well, can you start asking them what theirs is? So immediately after they say yes, I ask them, what's the cutoff? And then they give me their cutoff for, like, a partner. And then I ask them, like, okay, well, what's yours? And a lot of the time...
Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable... I'm really glad I didn't walk down that road right there. Yeah, they... yeah, I could see where that could kind of irritate somebody. But yeah, I get that, though. I think body count's an important thing, though. I think body count has... you don't want to be dating somebody who's slept with everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah, I personally...
Which is part of why your TikToks are kind of funny, because some of the people that are on there, you're like, oh, come on now.
I noticed
I'm looking
a
for
lot.
love. It's like, I don't know about that.
I think it happens a lot. Like, I'll ask one question, and then, like, another question I ask later, they say one thing, and then later in the interview, they're saying the complete opposite.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm asking somebody, like, what are you looking for in a partner? And they're like, trust. And then later I'm like, well, what would your ex say is the worst quality about you? And then they're like, well, I'm a liar or a cheater or whatever. And it's like, well, you just said one thing, and now you're saying another.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's but yeah, body count I think is important. But for women and men, I think it's both different. But that is kind of the humor behind some of those videos for a lot of us, I think.
Yeah.
And that's where the Cleveland part I think resonates a little more.
Yeah.
Because you see these people and you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
we know better than that.
Yeah.
How long do your interviews last? And like, what do you think is the what do you get the most out of your interviews?
They're usually about 2 minutes, maybe like a minute and a half. I try to like cut it down to like a minute because
Quick.
Yeah, it's TikTok and you got to be quick. And I sometimes feel like even that's too long. I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I just kind of like keep in there like the juicy questions, or maybe if I ask something new that I haven't asked anyone yet, I'll make sure to keep that in there. And then of course I keep like name, age, location, and then Instagram.
Have you ever asked anyone if they prefer black or white men or like anything like that?
No, well, I ask it in a general way. I just ask like, what are you looking for in a partner, or
Yeah.
describe
What do you
like
prefer?
describe the perfect partner. And so I think it opens up that door of like, what are your preferences?
What do you think the biggest problem in today's dating scene is?
Oof.
Or what are the problems that you've
Well,
been able to identify?
I think two big things, and I can just tell you this based on my interviews. Honestly, one of the big things that people say is an issue is like dishonesty and communication. Everyone says communication is probably the biggest issue.
Okay. And do they specify really like why, or they're just saying in a general format communication?
No, but maybe next time I'll ask
I'm just curious
to get more detailed.
I see a lot of people nowadays. People go into relationships and out of relationships super fast, right? Nothing seems to last anymore, which is like a deterrent, I think, for a lot of people to go into a relationship to begin with, because they're like, for what? We're going to break up and 2 weeks later you're going to have another boyfriend or another girlfriend or whatever it might be. That's a deterrent for me, because that's just what seems to happen. Like, you'll go out with somebody, you'll be dating them, and I was like, you'll be with somebody for a few years and then you'll break up, and then 2 weeks later, And I get it that like women, they operate differently, and they say like they were broken up 6 months before they really, you know the shit, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a deterrent for men. A lot of times. Why do you think it is that you see that so often now, though, with people just kind of relationship hopping?
I don't know, really. Honestly, I don't know why that changed. I think maybe because of the dating apps. I don't know. I feel like that probably changes people's mindset, because you think about it, a dating app, you have most of the singles in your area on your phone that you literally could just swipe left or right and pick a bunch of people that you like. So there's just like, it gives you the idea that there's all these different options. So if like one little thing's not working out, I think it's easy to like be like, well, I'll just find somebody else.
Yeah, like whatever. There's somebody else out there for me, or have all these other options. Yeah, that's probably a big part of it. I think social media is a part of it too. I
think another thing is too, people settle for relationships just to be in one.
I agree with that. Why do you say that though?
I notice a lot of people are like, I feel like they're working on the relationship before it even begins, and then they start dating, and I'm like, well, you're working this hard to make the relationship start, so don't you think it's only going to get harder?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of chasing going on, is kind of what you're saying there. There's a lot of like, it's more one-sided, that relationship. They're in it out of convenience, not because they really want to be.
I don't know if it's chasing. I would say more so just making exceptions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Moral exceptions?
Maybe. Potentially. It just depends. Like, I just feel like they'll like some things about the person and not like other things, and they're like debating, they're back and forth, like, yeah, I like this, but I don't like this about him, or whatever. And the next thing you know, they're dating, and you're like, oh, well, I thought you were still like deciding if you even like the person. I think you should just take your time and like personally, like I date to marry. Like I said, I want to get married again, so I'm gonna make sure it's the right person before I commit to them. I don't date just to like have a boyfriend. Yeah, no, neither do I. I'm the same way. I don't think that it doesn't serve a purpose for me. Yeah, there's no purpose there. What about in Cleveland? I think it's a smaller town, right? So I've spent a lot of time in Los Angeles. That dating scene is, oh my God, on fire. It's so bad. I feel bad for all of you, like, honestly. Which is why I encourage you to go out there and do some interviews. You can get some weird fucking people on your show. I'd love to check it out. I would love for you to go to like Venice Beach and just interview some fucking people. I can imagine. Oh my God. You'd get some real interesting people. But I think a part of Cleveland's dating scene that makes it difficult is everybody knows everybody. And so once there's an opinion of one person through somebody else, that it can be, oh, well, I'm not screwing with that person because this person said that. Do you see that a lot, too, around here? For sure. Okay. For sure. It's back to, like, the Are We Dating the Same Guy page. I was also going to say, like, a lot of the time you already, like, have heard things about the person. Just because it's such a small community, everyone knows each other out here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. What about your favorite interview? What's your favorite one been yet that you kind of, I don't know. What's your favorite one been yet? Keep it simple. I would say the one where the guy was like hanging outside of his Uber. I just thought it was so candid and funny because he just got in his Uber and the Uber started driving away. And his friend was sitting on my side and he's just hanging over on top of his friend, like screaming out the window, "Can I get an interview?" So I was like, sure. And he just hung out the window. And just did the interview. Yeah. And afterwards, it was funny because that Uber driver had like a karaoke machine too. So what the fuck? Yeah, we were singing karaoke after. Like, it was just fun. That's awesome. Have you ever ridden in the what's the Uber?
It's the Deadpool Uber. Have you seen
No,
that?
but I've seen it on TikTok.
Oh, he hangs out right outside here all the time. Oh,
no.
he's out here.
Maybe he needs an interview. Is he
I've
single?
listen, I've gotten in that Uber before, pretty messed up, and just been like, fuck
You're
it.
like, I know you.
Because you gotta think, you're never proud to get in that. It's no offense, but no one's like, if you're with a group of friends, it's funny. But if like you're by yourself trying to go somewhere, it's not funny. You're like, get the fuck out of here. You're like, sir, get a real car, thank you. We were talking about this before, and we can cut this out if you want, but I do want to bring it up.
Okay.
We were talking about the guys on motorcycles down in the flats, and I don't know. Do you know what their TikTok name is?
No, but I've definitely seen them.
Yeah, I have too. So anyways, for those of you who don't know and don't live here, and that's a lot of you, there are a group of 4 gentlemen down where I live in the East Bank of the Flats in Cleveland, where they ride around on motorcycles all night long from the hours of I would say 9 or 10 p.m. until 2 or 3 a.m. And they pick up girls and they take them for rides and then they drop them off wherever. We don't know where they drop them off. Maybe a shipping container. We don't know. We have yet to find out. Anyways, I think it's weird that they do that. I don't think under any circumstance I just don't understand the intent behind it. Maybe I don't know. I just want to know what your thoughts are on that, because for me, I think it's weird.
Well, I think it's crazy to start seeing them on TikTok, because I've seen them around before I saw them on TikTok. And I was like, wait a minute, I've definitely seen them before in the flats. And I always thought it was weird because if you hang out in the flats, you'll see them pick up girls and leave and come back without the girls, pick up more girls, leave and come back. And you're like, where are they dropping them off? I'm scared for the girls.
Yeah,
almost.
where are these people going?
I don't know. And personally, I would never get in a car with a stranger. No less getting on a bike with a stranger that just comes up to you and says I don't know what they say, but that's kind of scary as a girl.
We have this is the new guy we'll insert this. This is the new guy in the clip. So they kind of just, I don't know. Yeah, see, they're just kind of, it's weird. It's fucking weird. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Want to get on the back of my motorcycle? Where? Yeah, sure. Where are we going? I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's honestly kind of scary just watching how easily those girls got on.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just got to be safe, and I just feel like that's just not safe.
It's not safe.
It's definitely not safe.
It's not safe. It's not safe. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be a dick to 636 Killa, which is an ironic screen name for what we just spoke about. All right.
Nothing sketchy about that.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I think I'd rather take the Deadpool Uber.
Oh, I'm getting in that Deadpool Uber every time.
Oh, yeah, every time.
But yeah, we should definitely give these guys a run for their money, see if we can get a guy on the back of that bike. Like a bigger, we do something with
You think they would?
No.
Give a guy a ride?
No. I think that's the real test. I think, the only reason I think it's weird is because I question what the intent is behind why you would do that, right? And you can't say, we just do it for TikTok. You haven't been doing it for TikTok. So what are you, and I get you riding and maybe it's sharing the enjoyment. I just have a hard time believing that that's the case.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, because they definitely were doing this before they were on TikTok. So
oh, for sure.
Is that just what you do all night?
Literally, no, it is. I'm confirming this. I live here. This is what I see all night long. This is exactly what they do. All night long. That's for sure. So what are your plans for the future for, being the Cleveland's wing woman? I mean, that's really what you are at this point. What are your plans? And where do we expect to see you next? And where do you like to go? Where can we catch you?
Ooh. Well, now that the Browns are playing, probably at the Muni lot, because there's so many people there, and it's so much fun. It's such a great vibe. Everyone's in such a good mood, and everyone's repping Cleveland, which I love. So there, and I think in the future, I mean, the Flats is just an easy place to go because there's so many people here. But I do want to explore new places, even outside of like downtown in the Cleveland area in general. I do eventually want to like veer out of Cleveland, say like Columbus or even like out of state. Like we were talking about, like I've been to Miami for the weekend. I would go to LA. I think it'd be awesome.
You'd have so much fun in Los Angeles.
I think I would too.
Yeah, you would. You would just be able to meet because everybody from every walk of life is out there.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good mix of different people, and I love meeting people that are different.
Where are you from originally?
Here, I'm from like East Lake and Willoughby area.
And have you always been like, what have you, like, if you don't mind me asking, what have you done before this?
Before TikTok?
Yeah.
Like for work?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I still work full time. I'm
That's
a finance manager at a car dealership.
Oh,
so.
you work in the car business.
Yeah.
I worked in the car business for a long time.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked in Mercedes in North Olmsted.
Okay.
I worked for Porsche, Rolls-Royce. I worked for Range Rover. I worked for Lexus.
In
Yeah.
sales?
In service.
Okay.
And then I actually started in the business when I was 18. I'm 32 now, but I was selling cars when I was 18.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're still in the car business. You're in the
Yes.
finance manager.
Yes.
All right. So see, this is why we do this, guys, because we're learning things about Hope here. Okay. How long have you been doing that now?
Since like 2020.
Okay. So you were selling cars before that?
Yeah, I started out selling cars. I started during the pandemic. So
So you work a lot.
yes.
You work a lot.
Yes, I do.
Bell to bell.
Yes.
Oof. Gosh. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't miss it. What do you like about the car business?
Well, so it's funny that you say that because I actually tried to leave the car business and I did a little Monday through Friday thing, and it was a great job, but I don't know, there's just something about it. I love the people. I love talking to different people all day, every day. I think it's something exciting. It keeps you on your toes. It's constantly changing. I just love like the business aspect of it. The only thing I don't like is obviously the hours. But
The money's good too.
the money's good. Yeah.
I got out of the car business 3 years ago, technically, and then out of the dealer world, and it was so hard to do. It's so hard to do because the money is so. I was running service departments at the time, and so it's like with no college education to make that kind of money is like really hard to do.
Yeah.
And then so it took me. I don't know. I ate shit for a good year and a half.
Yeah.
Before, I started making real money again. But
Yeah.
I was lucky with it. But the car business is just such a... So you were selling... What's the most cars you ever sold in a month? See, you're a chick. I feel like it's cheating when you're a girl, though. All right? Because... And I'm gonna tag Sean Payne. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, he did an interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tag Sean Payne in this. He's my old boss. And but he does a bunch of car dealer, stuff. What do you think of his advice? Have you seen it?
Yeah. No, I think he gives good advice. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. No, you don't think?
No, I think he gives good advice.
You
I'm just
said
kind
it
of
like you-
curious. I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
what you think? I want to know what you think of his content because I liked his content better when he was in a dealer.
Yeah, and that's something I was going to mention. Is one thing I do like about him is
Because him desking deals is crazy.
Yeah,
And
not
he's
just
good at
desking deals, but like when he talks to the salespeople, I think it's hard to find management that will actually be patient and take the time to tell the salesperson like you're doing this wrong and you could have done it better this way. And I think he's like
that is how he presents it.
Yes.
That's the lie of your content. He is really good at
I think
that.
a lot of managers get impatient and they're like they'll just either give up or they'll just be like, oh, I'll go talk to them. But like I think he's a really, really good coach.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. He's always been interesting when you go to do anything with him. I was on the service side with him, but you'd hear him do deals with people and stuff, and he would it was very basic things he wanted done that he would ask you, and he was really good at making you feel real small if you didn't have those basic things done. He was good. He was good at making you feel real small.
At least he let you know though.
I used to go to his desk and he would be like, "Hey, just sign this." And he used to have this like shocker pen, this like electric pen. I don't know what the fuck it was that you'd like push down and shock the shit out of you. But that's interesting that you've been in the car business for so long. I definitely would never have pinned you for a car business.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that you're in the car business too. It's crazy.
Do you plan on eventually getting out of the car business? Hopefully.
If my TikTok takes off, like who wouldn't want to do content full time?
Well,
It's so much fun. I mean,
I think that's it.
yeah.
I think content full time is what has been the biggest challenge for you on that?
Mixing like my full-time job with doing content, sometimes I can get mentally and physically drained, and I'm fresh out of content, but I'm like, if I don't consistently post, obviously like TikTok's not going to push my videos anymore, so it's either you get out and you do it and post something, or you give up, essentially.
You're consistent or you're out of the game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that's big on that. But you've been doing really, really well with it. You've been doing really, really well with it. But I meant to go back to this. Sorry, because I got off track a minute ago. How many cars have you sold in a month? What's the most?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say, I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, I sold 30, 40 cars. I would say my best month was like 20.
Okay, that's still pretty good. What kind of store?
I worked at a few different dealerships. I've worked at a Ford store. I worked at Mercedes and Chrysler.
Okay.
So,
okay. Yeah, because I used to tell Sean Payne that all the time. Like, dude, I'm like, chicks can sell cars so much easier than men.
Yeah.
Like, if you get like, you know, I've seen so many women just crush car sales.
I think it's like
and
a trust
service
factor.
too.
Yeah.
It is, absolutely. It's a trust factor.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I think a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth. Like, they've had a bad experience with a car salesman in the past, but not a lot of people have like worked with a saleswoman before, so they really haven't had a bad experience yet.
How much do you think your time in the car business has been able to like contribute to your success on TikTok with like talking to people and stuff? Like that?
A lot. It really pushes you to like ask uncomfortable questions. You have to ask people straight up, like, what's your budget, or what are you looking for, or like, what payment do you want? What's your credit like? Like, you have to ask really personal stuff. Like, and now that I'm in finance,
how many people have you slept with?
what's your body count? That's, yeah, I mean,
Those are like the same thing, right?
yeah, I got really good at asking uncomfy questions.
That's actually pretty funny though.
Yeah, now I straight up have to ask people like, how much money do you make and stuff like that, and yeah.
It does make you a little numb though to like the conversational piece where it makes it so much easier for you, where it's like, I've asked this 20 times. This is no big deal. How much do you make? And somebody might be like, they're not used to hearing that at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like, very rarely are they telling somebody how much they make in dollars. And you're sitting there probably hearing it a couple times a day.
Multiple times a day, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. What is something that you want to talk about? Is there anything that you want to touch on that we haven't talked about?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. And then I always finish with this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy would you consider yourself to be? And if it's not a 10, what do you think you could do to get yourself closer to a 10?
I would say an 8 out of 10. I'm pretty happy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You look happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I think you choose to be happy, realistically. Like, I wake up every morning happy, so I like try not to let little things drag me down. There's always things that can get better in life. Like, we were talking about like how I work a lot. I think if I had more freedom, more time on my hands, that would make me happier. More traveling. I would love to travel more. I don't have a lot of time for that. And yeah, I mean, eventually I would like to like get married and have kids. I think that would make me feel really happy too. I'm not ready for it yet necessarily, just because I have so much going on. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. I wish my TikTok blew up and I was doing that full time.
Let's fucking go, everybody.
Yeah,
Get it moving. No, I love that. I agree with that. That's a very realistic answer. That's a very realistic answer. And I wish you the best. I think it's super exciting what you're doing. I think it's great what you're doing, though. I think it's like so much better than being on a dating app. You give everybody a bunch of laughs, which I think is great, too, whether you intend to or not. And I think that's a big part of it. And then I think just to have a creator in Cleveland that's willing to go out and ask these hard questions to some of these people and expose the hypocrisy even with stuff like the body count. It's funny, but it's true. That's real life, right?
Yeah.
So we really appreciate it. And thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.